Google has recently added a new feature into Google Classroom called practice sets. Practice sets allow you to create an assessment right within Google Classroom that can be used for things like entry and exit tickets, quick quizzes, or full on assessments. To get to practice sets, you can either go up to your menu and find practice sets there, or you can go to Classroom, create assignment, and then you'll see practice sets down under the attach tab. When I click practice sets, it's going to take me into my practice sets dashboard. And this is where you can see all of the practice sets that you've already created. From here, you can open up a practice set, or you can click and you can share the link, make a copy, or you can delete. To create a new practice set, you're going to click create, and it will take you into the editor. You'll see that it kind of looks like Google Forms, but it has a couple extra bonus features. Start by changing your title. You'll see on the top you have a few tools you can use. You have your undo and redo button. You have your settings. This will allow you to change some of the auto grading settings. The first one is allow equivalent answers. So this is for math, and it will allow you to have equivalent values. The second one is ignore capitalization, which will toggle whether or not the student answer needs to be case sensitive. Next to your settings is the share button. If you click share, it will give you the option to turn on link sharing, and then you can share your practice set with other teachers. Next to that is try as student. This will give you a preview of what the student version will look like. And finally, your done editing button for when you're finished. Down in the editor, you'll see you have your question and answers. You have four options. You can either do a short answer question, a paragraph question, a multiple choice single select question, or a multiple choice multi select question. Short answer, single select, and multi select have the auto grading feature. So you'll be able to put the correct answer and it will automatically detect if the student has typed the correct answer. If you choose a paragraph, then you will have to manually grade that question once it's turned in. Let's do a quick sample question. I'll do a multi-select. And my question, which of these are simple machines? I'm going to put my answers. I can add more answers if I want. And I'm going to select my correct answers. At the bottom of each question block, you have a skills option. If you turn it on, you'll see that it's going to suggest a couple of additional resources that will show on the student side after they've answered the question. So I can choose either of these. If I want to get rid of one, I can just click the X and it'll go away. Now that I have my question and answer, I can move on to my next question. I can click new question at the bottom, or if I want, I can insert a text box. I can use that text box to give additional information or to give directions. All of these boxes are movable, so you can click and drag and you can put questions in different orders. You can move your text boxes to different places. And if you need to get rid of something, click your three dots and delete. I'm going to add a new question, and this time it's going to be a math question. you have an insert math formula button. If you click that and then you click the little keyboard, it will give you different mathematical equations that you can set up. So for example, if I want to use fractions, I can put it here. I can put my two numbers, and then I can write my question. Is equal to what percentage? Underneath, you'll put your answer. And again, you have the option here to turn on that text for math. Put my answer. And then I can see if there are any related skills. So here's a skill, write percents as fractions. So I can add that. Now let's see what this looks like on the student end. I'm going to click try as student. And this is where I can get a preview before I send it out to my students. This is what the student view will look like. All right, that opened in a new tab, so I'm just going to close that and take myself back into my editor. I'm finished with all of my questions, so I'm going to click Done Editing, and then I'm going to click Attach, and it's going to attach it to the assignment. I'll do my regular Google Classroom setup here with my points and my due dates. Set up my topic if I want a topic as well, or you can leave it as no topic. And then I'm going to assign it. And you'll see it's now in my classwork section. Here's what it will look like on the student end. They'll see sample set. They'll click on it, and on the side, you'll see the practice set. They can open it, and it will look similar to what we saw in the preview. They'll go through and they'll answer their questions. As they go, they're going to click check, and it's going to check their answers. If they get it correct, it will do a green check mark. If not, they'll get a try again. This is where they can click on the extra help. And now they can watch this video on simple machines and try and get some more information before they go back and fix their answer. Here we go. I got my check mark and I got a high five. Going into question 2, you'll see that the student end also has that math keyboard, so they can answer with fractions and whatnot as well. They also have a show your work button. So if I click show your work, they get a workspace down here. So they can either type or they can turn on inking and they can write. So 1/2 equals whatever the math that they're going to do, 50%. And they can turn inking off when they're finished, and they can type their answer up here. Type the answer, and they'll see that they got it correct. Again, that option for extra help is up here. Once they answer all the questions, they get confetti, and then they can turn it in. Going back to the teacher side, now that I have a student who's turned it in, I can go to review work, and it will show me all of the students on the left-hand side. As soon as that loads up, I can see which questions they've answered correctly. I can also click on the student and get a more detailed view. I can see their answers. I can also see how many attempts they needed to get the answer correct. So, and if I click on that, it will show me all of their other answers. So you can see the first time I just clicked lever and that was incorrect. Then I got it correct on the second try. From here, I can also check individual questions. So I can see what every student answered for question one, what every student answered for question two, and that will help me determine if I need to go back and reteach. Once I'm finished with the grading, I can give my scores and I can return it to the student. Well, that is how you use practice sets in Google Classroom. Hopefully you find these useful and you're able to try them out with your classes. Have fun.